The clock struck 2:03 a.m. as Daniel stumbled out of the dimly lit bar, his breath fogging in the cold night air. The streets were empty, no cars, no people, just the distant hum of a flickering streetlight. He raised his hand instinctively, and to his surprise, a vintage yellow taxi glided silently to the curb. The moment he slid into the cracked leather seat, the air turned icy. The driver didn't speak, didn't turn, just a silhouette in a cap, hands gripping the wheel too tightly. The meter clicked on. $4.50, $5.75, Daniel frowned. They hadn't even moved. 43rd and Elm, he muttered. The car lurched forward, but the streets outside blurred, buildings melting into shadows. The meter ticked faster. $12.90, $18.30. Then, silence. The taxi stopped. Daniel's stomach dropped. Outside, rusted iron gates loomed, barely visible through the fog. A graveyard. One that definitely wasn't there when he left the bar. The driver's head creaked toward him, slow, unnatural. Beneath the cap, there was no face. Just darkness. The meter flashed, fair due, your soul. The door locks clicked shut. The rain fell in sheets as Mia sprinted toward the idling taxi, its available light glowing like a beacon in the storm. She collapsed into the back seat, water dripping from her hair as she gasped an address. The driver didn't respond. Didn't even turn his head. The doors locked with a heavy thunk. Mia's breath hitched. Excuse me. I need to. The taxi lurched forward, tires screeching. Neon signs blurred past as the speedometer climbed, *60. 80, 100 km/h*. Her fingers clawed at the door handle. Jammed. You're my last passenger, the driver rasped, his voice like grinding gears. His eyes in the rearview mirror were completely black. Forever. Mia smashed the window with her elbow. Cold wind roared inside, but the glass stitched itself back together, droplets of blood reversing their fall. The radio crackled to life, playing her childhood lullaby backwards. The taxi accelerated into the storm, its wheels no longer touching the road. The headlights cut through the midnight fog as veteran cab driver Raj sighed, rubbing his tired eyes. Business had been slow, until she appeared. A lone figure in a flowing white dress, standing motionless beneath a broken street lamp. No umbrella despite the pouring rain. Her fingers were ice against his shoulder as she slid into the back seat. Where to? Raj asked, adjusting his mirror. The woman didn't speak. Just pointed ahead with a trembling hand. The radio static worsened with every turn. Raj's breath fogged the windshield despite the heat blasting. His skin prickled. Something was wrong. A glance in the mirror. The back seat was empty. Only a damp handprint remained on the leather, and a single folded note where she'd been sitting. Raj's blood turned to ice as he read the smudged pencil words. Asterisk, you almost hit me on this road 3 years ago tonight. Asterisk. Brakes screeched as Raj swerved to a stop. His phone flashlight revealed the roadside memorial he'd passed 100 times, in loving memory, with that same woman's face staring back from the rain-warped photo. The taxi's doors locked themselves with a hollow click. The app pinged, asterisk, your driver has arrived. Asterisk Mark frowned at the rusted sedan idling at the curb, its headlights flickering like a dying pulse. Definitely not the Prius the app promised. The driver smiled too wide as Mark entered. Long night. Black oil pooled where his eyes should be. Mark's phone buzzed, asterisk, GPS rerouting, asterisk, as they veered onto a dirt road. Trees clawed at the windows. The seats grew sticky, leather peeling to reveal pulsating flesh beneath. A rotten stench filled the car. You should have checked the reviews, the driver whispered, voice splitting into 3 tones. The rearview mirror reflected not Mark's face, but a screaming version of himself from next week's missing persons bulletin. The GPS chimed, asterisk, arriving at destination, never. Asterisk. The doors melted shut. The distinctive snap of a splintering doorframe sent adrenaline coursing through Daniel's veins before his eyes even opened. Marine instincts took over, his hand found the tactical flashlight under his pillow before his feet hit the floor. Silhouettes moved through the kitchen. 2 men. One carried a crowbar. The other's jacket bulged unnaturally at the hip. Daniel's wife stirred beside him. He pressed a finger to her lips and pointed to the walk-in closet where their daughter slept in her crib. The intruders were laughing. Laughing, talking about what they'd take first as they rummaged through silverware. Then the taller one paused. Asterisk, yo, this dude's got marine shit everywhere. Asterisk. A framed photo of Daniel in dress blues sat on the counter. The mood shifted. The crowbar rose. Daniel stepped into the hallway just as they turned the corner. The first swing missed his skull by inches. He drove the steel flashlight into the man's throat, asterisk crunch asterisk, then pivoted as the second intruder cleared leather. 3 shots rang out. Plaster rained down. Daniel smelled gunpowder and blood as they grappled in the dark. His fingers found the intruder's eyeballs. And pushed. The scream brought police running. Later, they'd find Daniel sitting on the porch, cradling his daughter. His hands wouldn't stop shaking. Not from fear. From rage. Because when the taller intruder had looked at that marine photo, he'd smiled.